Namaste. Welcome to the realm of Prāṇāvāya with the studies of the 7 or 9 fundamentals, tattvas, because we want to become a master of the karma. So the first of this tattva is the Jiva tattva, in which we want to understand and memorize and really visualize what are the properties, what are the characteristics of this jiva, which are in occurrence the 4 infinite powers. So the 4 infinite powers, we will study them through the metaphor of the Caitrya, the spirit, etc. So welcome in this realm of Prāṇāvāya life science, in which was given to us by some great human beings, some great yogis, which had immense power, starting by compassion, forgivingness, tolerance, non-violence, etc., and which who has shown us the way to life, to enlightenment, to the most amazing health stage, to all the potential development. And I want to bow down to these great masters, my head down to their lotus feet on the Mother Earth. And on their behalf, as a very humble Prāṇāvāya physician, I greet you in this session. So we had seen these 7 tattvas. In the Sanskrit we say Jiva, Srava, Bandha, Samvara, Nirjara, Mokshas, Tattvam. So they are the 7 and added to Punya and Pap. So Jiva, Asrava, Bandha, Samvara, Nirjara, Moksha and Punya, Papa. Okay, so today Jiva. What is this Jiva? It is the living being. We are saying is the living being. It is the soul. It is the life. It is the lives. It is the self. It is the Atma. So what is it exactly? It is the living Jiva. The Jiva is the one which has 4 infinite powers, 4 infinite potentials, 4 infinite capacity, which are darshan, jnana, charitra and virya. Darshan, it has infinite clarity, cognitive clarity, what we call also faith. It has faith, it has value, it has cognitive clarity, it has a long vision. So this is darshana. It has also jnana, infinite knowledge. What we call omniscience. It has also infinite behavior, infinite charitra, infinite self-control, infinite willpower, infinite perfect behavior. And it has also ananta virya, infinite power, infinite energy, infinite strength. So how to remember these 4 infinite and how to really represent ourselves, these 4 powers. So we will give an image, a symbol, a little story for these 4 powers. So now I will ask everybody to close one's eyes and to imagine the first element is you. The first element, darshana. Darshana is what we call in Sanskrit a Caitrya. It is you. So you will imagine yourself, and you will imagine yourself to be inside a room or house of your choice. If you are yourself inside a house, you are you, the darshana, inside a house which is your knowledge. The house is your knowledge. Now still your eyes are closed, and your house, something very funny, you will put it on a chariot. So now you are in the middle of a house, you are on a chariot, and the chariot, what it is your behavior. So your cognitive clarity, yourself, which is the eyes, the seer, the knower, is inside a room, which is the knowledge, sitting on the room or the house, which is itself on a chariot. And last thing that you need, because now you are comfortable, you are in your home, in this home that you made yours, the home of your knowledge, you are even on a chariot. And I will tell you something right now, your chariot can fly in my story. So it's a great chariot, you will like the story. So you are on your chariot. The chariot is your conduct. It's easy to remember. Your conduct, your charitra, your character, your willpower, etc. is your conduct. And the last element, the last of your potential, because you are this jiva with its 4 potential. So the last image to represent the fourth, your infinite power. Your infinite powers is all the supporting material. Because if you are in a chariot, you need some oil for the wheel. You will need some food in the temple. You will need some medicines. If in case you fall sick in the temple, you will need some plaster to repair the wall. You will need a broom. Otherwise the dust will come in your temple. And you will need also a lamp, for example. And you will need a book. Otherwise you will get bored. So all these small elements which will support you inside the temple, which will support your temple itself, and which will also support your chariot, because you want to fly with your chariot, you have in the form of virya, your energy. They are all the types of energy you can find in your temple. So now you are sitting comfortably in this temple. I want you to know that this metaphor it's present in a very beautiful other metaphor, other image of a flower. Of a flower with 8 petals, which is called the Navapada. We say Navapada. Nava means 9. So it is the 8 petals plus the middle one, that is why we count 9. And in the 8 petals you will find the 4 infinite potential of jiva, which I have told you are darshana, yourself, jnana, your temple or your house, which is called Chaityalaya in Sanskrit, your charitra, which is your super chariot, and your tapasya, which is all the supporting material of the chariot. So these 4 elements are contained in the traditional Navapada that you will study later in your life, hopefully. So now we will go a little bit deeper. So we will study the first element, darshana, which is you. You inside your temple, inside your house, because you can choose any type of house. It is yours. So the darshana is what we call in Sanskrit, what I called you, it is chaitya. So darshana, the cognitive clarity, is compared to a spirit, any kind of spirit. Here I have given the example of you, your spirit. Okay? So it can be, chaitya can be the spirit, it can be you as the real self in you. Be careful, it is you as your real self, as your true you, as your real little internal voice, which is really your faith, your dreams, your ideal, this part of you, the beautiful part of you, the very purest part of you. Okay, so chaitya means the spirit, means the pure part of you, means, or it can be also the image of your yogi. If you want to see this temple, you can see a yogi also. It is your yogi could be the ideal of the real self. So that's why we give the image of a yogi. And in the temple, you can also say it's a statue. Many people say that this metaphor is a statue of a saint inside the temple, for example, as we said initially. So this is the first one. Then the second one, the temple itself, the jnana. The second potential is the jnana, the knowledge, which we are calling in Sanskrit Chaityalaya. So Chaitya means the spirit, Alaya means the house. So here the Chaityalaya can be a temple, a prayer hall, it can be a forest, what we call a tapovan, where people are doing some karmic cures. It can be a kuti or kutiya. It's a small hut with grass in the middle of the wild nature. Your house can also be a cave. If you are as the saint that used to often inhabited the caves to do their practices. It can be a temple, and all these temple and holy house have different names. We call it mandir, derasar, upasray, sthanak, vihar, ashram. Ashram, everybody knows ashram. So the spirit is inside this temple, and I want to tell you something very interesting. In modern science, you know what we call knowledge or learning process. The learning process is a neurological process resulting from, it is the result of all your sense exposures. When we say learning, it is the fruits of all your sense exposures, and this is exactly the definition of Jnana. We will see it later by studying. The Chaityalaya, this house that is your house, the house of the knowledge, is a very good symbol of learning, because the learning will be the result of your six senses exposures. So what are the six senses? We know that they are the five sensories plus the mind. Okay? So you have a house, and the different type of architecture, the different type of design of your house, the different type of furniture you have decided to put in your house, the different types of windows, etc. All this will make your own, we can say your own learning field, your own sensorial field. So if you have the house like this or that, that means your Jnana, your knowledge will be like this or like that. So it is a very interesting thing. You can discuss it with the specialist of the karma. He will explain you. So in Sanskrit, now we have seen in modern science. So in Sanskrit science, there is a very important, very funny thing, is that the concept of the six senses, and when we want to say what is the scene, the play of our senses, what is the theater, of our senses. So in Sanskrit, it is either conceptualized by the meaning the sense objects, which are called Vishaya or Indriyartha, or they are also they can be conceptualized as the sense field, we say the field of our senses. And in Sanskrit it is even called literally the herbivorous pasture. That means the field where the animal is grazing. So you can find all these terms in the Amar Kosh. We have given the reference. Anyhow, so next one. So we have understood what is the metaphor of this house, little bit, I hope, and now we will see the metaphor of your chariot. What is this chariot? Why my house is on a chariot, and when this person is even telling me that I will fly inside my house. So now I will explain you why you are flying on your chariot and what is this chariot. So the chariot, why we say chariot? Because we say charitra is compared to the dharma chakra. Charitra is compared to the wheel of the dharma. What a beautiful thing, the wheel of the dharma. What is the dharma? The dharma is the holy prescriptions of the holistic health laws. So what is a holistic health? A holistic health is a point of self-development which is so high that it is reaching enlightenment. This is what we mean here by holistic health. So the Dharma will help us to reach this point because it is giving you the prescription. Like the doctor is prescribing you to do something, it will give you the method. So in the metaphor, the charitra, your conduct, is this chariot, and it's compared to the wheel of Dharma. Because what is more important in your chariot? It is to have a proper wheel. Because to go forward, if you want to have a proper wheel, that means your wheel is exactly centered on its axle. What is the most important part of a wheel? It is the center. And the center should be the self-control, should be the willpower of the wheel. Okay? And it should be centered on what? On which axis? The axis of your Atma. Your conduct should go around your true self, your Atma. And this is because your conduct will be centered on your true self, on your soul, that you will have a good conduct. Because you should know who you are. You should know who were your ancestors, who were these great yogis. They are your genetic patrimony. This is a way to say that if you do something out of your genetic patrimony, you will not run fast in the chariot, because you need to know who are your genes, who is your identity. You need to know what is your axle. You know how we say action? Action means karma in Sanskrit. And in the Prāṇāvāya Science, action means also yoga. So what is your type of yoga? Your yoga should be aligned to your soul, to your Atma. And then you will be having a good conduct. Then you will have a powerful, a very efficient chariot. And if you follow the Dharma, then you will be able to fly. So there is something very interesting in Sanskrit. In Sanskrit, the word svastya and the word sukha means to be on its axle. Svastya, stya means to stand, sva, around the self. Sukha means to be centered on su, the goodness. So you will study this in Sanskrit some other time. But this is a very, very, to be centered on its axle. And the Dharma wheel is exactly matching the vocabulary even of Svastya and Sukha. The two keys and the two results. If you have a good conduct, automatically what will happen? You will be healthy. And what is the healthiness? It is a happiness. And what is the happiness? It is a type of healthiness. On even, of course, on neurological point of view. Then the metaphor can continue, because you have a good axle, you have a good wheel, it's the wheel of Dharma. But who is conducting the chariot? This is also your behavior. The willpower is the conductor. So you have you as a witness inside this temple. You have this shelter of temple with all the object of your knowledge, of your sense, which is also a part of you. But now the part of you who is driving the chariot. What is it, this part of you who is driving the chariot? So sometimes this part of you who is driving the chariot is a proper conductor. So sometimes you are a good conductor. Sometimes you are like a bull pulling the chariot. Or sometimes you are like a child also. We know that sometimes we feel something, we do something else. We want something and we do something. In this case, the conductor is your interior child, whom we call the interior child, And this will be more an instinctive part of yourself. But sometimes it will be a very good charioteer, sometimes it will be a bull, sometimes it will be a horse. We can also think of the metaphor of the Chakravarti, for those who knows. And we can discuss it later. It can be also for conducting your chariot, because it was a temple also. It can be also a priest conducting your chariot, as you want. But you see that different part of yourself, or different forms of another part of yourself, which is the conduct, can conduct this chariot if you want. So now we will see the last one. So the last one is tapas. Tapas is the last of the four powers of your four self. And tapas is what we said, all the materials which will take care of the temple, of you inside the temple, of the chariot, of the wheel of the chariot, all this material which is corresponding with your infinite energy, because this is your fourth thing, infinite energy, is what we call the tapas, and is also sometimes in different tradition we call it also the shruta, which will be also the books which will be in the temple. However, this temple and this chariot need some material, need some things to make them run. So we will see what is this infinite energy, what are its source in the form of tapas and in the form of shruta. So tapas, you know that it means the purification practices, what we also can absolutely say as the medicine, the healing, the cure. Tapas is a cure. It is something giving you the energy. So tapas, you know, here is corresponding to infinite energy, and this infinite energy has different names. You will see it is written here for the Sanskrit and the little more advanced people like Keval Siddhatva, Antariya Karma. It is also Gatya Karma, etc., etc. So anyhow, so Ananta Virya will be symbolized by tapasya or by shruta, which are all the renovation items, all the cleaning substance. As I told you, as you are inside the temple, so you need food, you need a medicine, you will need something to repair your temple, you will need the oil to put in the wheel, etc. So we can say there will be two types of things. When you have, when you need energy, when you need this energy comes from two things. Energy can be the energy that is feeding you, or the energy that is cleaning you. So the energy that is feeding you, it will be some kinds of, we can say some kinds of food, very, very, very ascetic and pure food in this case. It will be the carrot to make your horse go ahead. It will be the plaster to repair the house, and it will be the knowledge. This is the energy that will be type of feeding, what we call the prana, the metabolism energy. And the second type of energy will be the energy of transformation, of purification, of digestion. So this energy will be more like we call apana in Sanskrit, which is catabolism. And this energy will be like more represented by the broom. If there is a saint in a temple and on a chariot, the most important thing he should have is a broom. This broom will be a charavala, a sammarjani, a punjani. It is the broom of the purity, the broom which will discard all the small microorganisms, so not to hurt them. The broom which will discard all the insects, which will show that all the lives are important, from the most subtle lives to the biggest life, types of life. So these are all the metaphor that you can give to your tapasya, because tapasya, it is exactly what will take out your karma, and especially on the karma of energy, and which will give you infinite energy. So purity is energy, and energy is purity. So this is you have studied everything for today. I hope I did not say something that hurted anybody in this world, and I hope never to hurt anybody, and I hope really thoroughly that I did not also say something which is too much out of the real knowledge of the great master that on which shoulders sometimes we feel that we are carried by the grace of life. Thank you so much to everybody. Pranam.